whatever it is that you need to fill that void in your soul right now that we're all feeling, get it, do it, get out there. Okay, right. In the wonderful words of Mr. Steven Tyler, we are back in the saddle again, folks. So while she gets warmed up here, I guess I can tell you about where I was thinking of going today. It's supposed to be absolutely gorgeous out. There's a light breeze. It's magnificent. It's refulgent. I don't know why that word just popped into my head, but so I was thinking for today, just getting on some nice rolling mountain roads and head north towards the Grand Canyon. There's a random site up that way where the university has been involved in a reforestation project. So I need to head up that way because I've got an instrument there, a weather station that's collecting all sorts of data. So I need to actually download the data from that station for a report that I have to put together. I have to put up some plots and things like that. So, but it's a really nice ride out there. It's about 25-30 miles away. It should be really lovely. So let's get to it. It was exactly 1 year ago this week that our university here shut down right at spring break, and the pandemic really kicked in earnest. It's really mental when you think about it, that it's been an entire year on lockdown. I haven't really done much in that year as far as adventures or getting out, except for on the motorcycle and on some hikes and runs and such. No vacations, no holidays of any kind. So, but I'm hopeful. I really am. It seems as though now we've got 3 vaccines that have been approved, and things are starting to become a little more organized in that effort. So I'm hopeful. I am. I hope you guys are too. And you wouldn't know it if I told you right now, but we are actually on historic Route 66 right now. It doesn't look anything like the movie Cars, does it? Yeah. It is a little bit... It's a little bit weird living right off of Route 66, I guess. But through town here, it's just and like any other normal busy road. Nothing too special about it. When you get out on the east side of town, it really becomes a little bit more quintessential. So, all right, well, we're coming into Flagstaff now, into the downtown area. This is Milton. This is basically the busiest street in the entire town. This is where all the accidents happen. So, it's always a bit crazy here on Milton. Those buildings, kind of off to the 9 o'clock over there, or maybe 10 o'clock, those old stone buildings behind the trees, that's actually the building I work in. That's part of the Northern Arizona University campus. So my office is in there, even though I haven't seen it in months. Okay, we are coming into downtown now. This building off to my left here is actually the City Hall right there. So that's where all the important Flagstaff decisions are made. I can recall about a year ago, I was there in person, testifying, giving my I guess testimony / comments to City Hall, to the City Council, on why, as a city, we should declare a climate emergency, which I'm happy to say was accepted. It was voted on and approved. So the city of Flagstaff has declared an official climate emergency. What does that actually mean? Well, it's complicated. It is definitely very symbolic, but there are actionable items associated with it, and specifically tied to our climate action plan. So we have carbon neutrality goals now and specific emissions reductions goals. So it's got real teeth. It's not just symbolic. So I think it's pretty exciting. Kind of lights a fire under everybody's rear end a little bit to make an effort to make a difference, to save, be more efficient, and talk about it. It's our biggest problem. We don't talk about it. Anyway, no shop talk, right? So let me tell you all a little bit more about where we're going for context. I think we've still got probably over 10 miles before we get there. So the site we're going to is the site of a large forest fire that happened about 20 years ago. It's called the Horseshoe Fire. There's a mountain right there, a little small mountain called the Horseshoe Mountain. It's just named after that mountain. But burn scars like that are just ideal sites for replanting. The soil's very rich. And so a couple of departments at the university, forestry department and the department I work in, which is the earth science department, we teamed up on this very large campaign to basically just do a huge reforestation effort on these burns around here. We get a lot of forest fires in this part of Arizona, especially recently. In the last 20 years, we've been in sort of a mega drought situation, so a lot of burns, a lot of forest fires. So we wrote a grant, big grant. This was before my time here, but a grant was written and funded through the National Science Foundation and the Forestry, U.S. Forest Service, and various other governmental departments, and to fund these big projects, these big reforestation projects. I wrote a small proposal last year to bring a bunch of students out here as part of a small class project to plant a bunch of trees in one of these plots. And as part of their project, they had to basically install a bunch of instrumentation and gather a bunch of field data. So drone imagery, soil samples, install this very weather station that we're going out to pull data from. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other teams we had. We had a team that was doing GPS tagging, so they were locating all of the trees, tagging their GPS coordinates. And then we had other teams that were basically doing all the literature review and the background research for the site. So really digging into the history of the fire, how much was lost, how much potential sequestration there is for this site, assuming that you know, we plant X number of trees and there's a certain survivability rate with the trees, like a certain percentage is always going to die and not survive. So making all those calculations to really try to put a hard number on the sequestration potential. Honestly, it's just fun. It gives the students a chance to get out into the field and feel like they're making a difference and collecting some data and putting together a scientific report. So it's all good experience, and it's very rewarding, I guess is the way I'd say it. So yeah. And it makes for a really beautiful ride on the motorcycle to get out there. Look at this. You can't beat this. We're riding along here at 8,000 feet. Beautiful sunshine. We are going to go down this road here. Oh, it looks like the road is closed. That's okay, because we can walk. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to walk. Fantastic. All right. It's okay. We don't need the road. Lovely. guys. Well, let's take a stroll, shall we? All right. So where we're headed... Oh wow, the ground is so soft. A lot of moisture in the ground. I bet you the data that we pull off this station is going to show a very high moisture content in the soil. It's a shame, actually, because we could have used all that moisture in October. So, interesting story. You may notice this tree laying on the ground. That tree was not there when we put this station in. The tree was still standing. So in the few weeks after we were out here, the wind blew this tree over and it missed the station by a few feet. That's pretty lucky because I would have lost a $2,000 instrument station. So anyway, let's see if there's any... What do the trees look like? Oh yeah, they do not look so good. They look dead. At least that one does. That one's got a little green still in it. Might be okay. All right. So, what are we looking at? I can tell you what we're looking at. This is basically a meteorological station. Nothing too fancy about it at all, actually. So this is a rain gauge. It just collects water in the funnel. There's a little reservoir cup at the bottom. Every time it fills up to 0.1 inches, it dumps and it registers 0.1 inches of rainfall. This is a insolation sensor. It's called a pyranometer. It measures shortwave radiation in watts per meter squared. So it's basically a measure of how much total sunshine, which is always very high here because it's always sunny here. So it gets about, it reads, peak summer, it reads up to about 800 watts per meter squared, which is very high. We're also at altitude here at 7,000 feet, so I don't know if that makes a difference, but the little circular cone there is temperature and humidity. It's shielded like that because otherwise if the sun hits it directly, it can bias the temperature measurement. And then there's a cable that runs down in the ground here, and it's just going into the soil, and that's measuring the soil moisture. And then that's the instrument panel there, and that's what we're going to use to download our data. So I'm going to jump in here, grab my laptop. Oh, I just had a thought, actually. I don't know if I have the cable to do this download. Oh man, I brought the dongle for my computer, but I actually don't know. I wonder if I left it inside. Actually, I bet you I did. Haha! Great success. That's really fortunate that I did that, because we would have been SOL. Okay, so yeah, it just runs off of 4 batteries, 4 AA's. It's a very simple setup. There's just a small microprocessor on there, and then each of the different instruments plugs into just like an Ethernet port. Yeah, it's just a Cat5 connection. So there is still room for one more sensor. Actually, that's funny. I could have sworn I had a wind speed and direction sensor on here. Huh. Did someone vandalize my station? I'm curious. I don't know. I don't see it written on there, so maybe I decided at the last minute to not get that. Yeah, I'm guessing so. But at any rate, let's see if we can't pull some data off of it. It should be recording, I think, every 5 minutes. The program is called HoboWare, as you can see. So let's read out the device, see what it says. Cool. It comes up. Yeah. Do you want No, we do not want to stop it. Let's keep it logging. There it goes. Cool. All right, so we've downloaded. Let's just let's take a readout on the device just to see what it's saying right now. We can get some numbers off of it, some live data. What do we got? Getting current all right, so we've got, there's our water soil content. It's saying it's 59 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Dang, it really is warm out today. 21% humidity. Yeah, it's very dry here. And 748 watts per meter squared. Yeah, as I said, it gets pretty high here. So there you go. That's pretty cool. Quite fab. Nice little science lesson for you today. So happy to share more information about this project for any of you out there that are interested. We did collect a lot of data for NOAA, put a big report together, and even did a fundraising campaign to sponsor trees. So quite a cool little project. A little bit outside my normal area of research, but actually quite far outside my normal area of research. It was real fun, and I know the students enjoyed it. And that's always good. Who doesn't want to get out into the field and do something outside, get a little dirty? Oh, look at that. That's a nice shot of the bike with a snowy mountain behind it. Oh yeah. Dang, I might need to take a picture of that. That's like primo. Wow. Looking good, Freya. Looking good. Not a bad way to spend an afternoon, I gotta say. If you're like me and you're starting to feel really cooped up and a little bit, I don't know, just a little bit tired of the isolation, now is the time, my friends. Get that bike fired up, pull it out of winter storage, and find a nice place to go for a ride, because it is therapeutic, my friends. Therapeutic. I already feel so much better. With last week taking that trip down to Hideout Cave, Robber's Roost, whatever it's called. And now today, getting out here north of town, driving through the ponderosas and the basaltic lava flows. Yeah, man. Goosebumps. That's what I'm saying, goosebumps. Doesn't matter what kind of bike you have either. Doesn't matter if you're riding a 1200 GS or you're riding a Himalayan or you're riding a 1978 Honda Twin Star 185cc. Just get out there and take it in. Scratch that exploration and adventurous itch, because it is itchy. It has never been so itchy. Am I right? You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It is working from home every day, getting so stuck in our routines, our grocery shopping nights, our the TV shows that we watch, or the routines. They get monotonous. They do. And find that outlet, whatever it is. Maybe it's not motorcycles. Maybe you just need to go for a drive in the car. Maybe you need to get out on that mountain bike, or I don't know, just travel someplace or do something outside of your routine. But whatever it is that you need to fill that void in your soul right now that we're all feeling, get it, do it, get out there. Yeah, get on it. You won't be sorry. Okay, well, we're back home, and that was a great little trek out to the Horseshoe Burn Scar. So thanks for joining me on that. And, you know, it really just brought back some great memories thinking about taking the students out there and that awesome day we had planting trees and gathering all the data and flying the drones and all that fun stuff. So yeah, it was really kind of fun remembering all that and going through it all with you. So yeah, thanks for joining me. And I should be posting a video soon as well on installing some engine guards on the Himalayan. So that's sort of been my newest thing to tackle. And the spoiler is that it was a success. I did get the engine guards on successfully, and I will show that video here soon. But again, thank you, and I'm gonna go outside now and enjoy the fresh 12 inches of snow that we just got. So yeah, it's gonna be a few days before I get back on the bike. But take care, everyone, and be safe.